Hey there and welcome back to Cosmic Crypto. In this video we're going to be going over Ethereum Classic. Is this the week that we finally get our breakout? Let's find out. I want to start off on the weekly time frame where we can see what we've been looking at now for quite a while is this previous resistance that we finally broke out of but then fell right back into. We also have previous support down here, and it looks like we're creating some kind of a falling, broadening wedge, possibly just a channel. I guess we're about to find out. But what I'm also looking at here is, if you look at the RSI, we broke above the 50, and when we had this big move, this last move that we had was a 250% move. So yeah, it's a pretty big move to get us to break out of this resistance here, which was really strong resistance. So I didn't imagine us to just keep going up, but I was hoping we weren't going to fall back in, and we did. But the good news is we did fall back in, and we held support at the 50 EMA, as you can see here. So we held this support. We're coming back up, and we're at crucial resistance right now. So by the end of this week, for the bullish case, we really need this candle to close above this previous resistance here, to have up the body of the candle close above there. The wicks don't really matter, but we really need that body to close above the resistance, and then I'm going to say that that's pretty bullish. Like I said earlier, the good news is we did finally break out of the 50 on the RSI. We came back down. We didn't even come all the way back down to retest that 50, and it looks like we're holding that 50 right now. And as you can see, during this bear market, as we've been falling with Ethereum Classic, we've been kind of dancing around the 50, falling below the 50 for the most part here. I mean, the majority of this is below the 50, below the 60 at least, but below the 50 for the most part here. The moving average has been below the 50 line, and as you can see, when we had the massive move to the upside and we hit $180, we broke above the 50, came down, retested around the 50, hit the moving average here, and then we finally started to shoot up and just kind of dance around here until we finally hit 90 on the RSI. Just a little tip for all you traders out there: if the RSI ever gets up to the 90 range up here, that's usually a pretty good sign to start selling some coins, or at least to take some profit. If you ever reach 90, there's a very good chance it's going to be going down. And even if it does go up again, it's going to be very minimal profit compared to what you'll end up losing if you just hold on to your coins. I mean, look at this. We hit the 90, and on the dot, on that week, we had a massive wick on the top. And then we just went, the next 2 weeks, we lost, even if you don't count that wick from the top, you lost 65%. So, I mean, yeah, it's probably a good idea if you ever see the 90 to just start dumping some coins and take some profit. Anyway, so the other thing I'm seeing is on the stochastic. We are pretty high on the stochastic, which I'm not really liking, but if you go back in history, when we made this breakout in previous history last year, and we got our big move up, we had our parabolic run here with Ethereum Classic. We were up high with the stochastic as well, and we just kind of held up high up here until the regular RSI hit that 90. So, you know, I don't really like it being up here, but previous history shows that, you know, we can stay up here on the stochastic for quite a while and be okay. Again, in history, we had the cross on the stochastic, just like we had right here. And then we made our move up, and we hit some resistance, which was really strong resistance, just like we did here. We had strong resistance that we hit. We broke through, just like we did here. And right after we broke through that resistance, we fell below the resistance again, just like we did here. Fell below with the red candle. And after we fell below the resistance, we found the 20, which is, we're finding the 50 right now, soon to be 20. And then we continued to ride up. And the time it took from breaking through that resistance and the amount of profit we got was, if you made it all the way to the top, roughly 2,000% in just over 2 months. So from where we're at right now, let's just play around here. From the fall, if we got 2,000%, I mean, just even 1,000% gets me to my price target of $365. But we did 70 days. That would put us on October 24th, and we'd have 1,000% move on by October 24th. Is it doable? Yes, it is. We did it right back here. We had a massive move. What's funny is on September 15th, now here's the 12th, close enough. I'm on the weekly time frame, so I can't get to the 15th. But this is when the Ethereum merges, or roughly around right here is when the Ethereum merges, which is just kind of funny how it coincidentally is lining up with an Ethereum Classic blastoff. My price target from this move, and the reason why I got this price target here, is based off the Fibonacci's. If you haven't watched my videos before, that price target is at the 1272, $365. Can it go to $1,000 at the 1618? Yeah, it can. That's quite a big move. If you reach that $1,000 for the Ethereum Classic, I'm going to assume you're going to get a wick like this. I can imagine if we get that parabolic run up, it's going to have a big shot down. Probably around $600 is what you'll see the wick come down to. And then we're just going to drop from there. But $385 is my price target, and that is, in my opinion, absolutely doable. $1,000, doable, but not as likely. I mean, I'm going to be happy if it reaches there. If it reaches $1,000, I'm selling 100% of my Ethereum Classic at $1,000. Just like my Raven coin, if my Raven coin, we're talking about two coins that are going to benefit from the Ethereum merge. Just like if Raven coin hits $1.60, I'm selling 100% of my Raven coin. At $1.60, I'll sell 100% of my Ethereum Classic at $1,000 or right around there. Probably just a little bit before. So anyway, you can see this lining up really nicely. We had our little breakout. Just like we had over here, we had our breakout. We came back down to find support. So far, we're finding really good support on the 50. Are we going to have what we had here? Which, I mean, in this case, just to see the next big candle, you know, it took a whole month to see the next larger candles come in here. It took a whole month. So, which is lining up perfectly with when the Ethereum merge is happening, which is happening in, well, a little bit less than a month, but roughly. So, at first I wasn't sure if Ethereum Classic would make a move before the merge or after the merge, and I'm beginning to think that it's going to happen right after the merge, or just the week leading up to the merge. As long as the merge goes through. If it doesn't go through, all this can be thrown out the window. Who knows what's going to happen. But we are at a critical point in this move right now, exactly right now. And can you tell me why in the comments? Well, I'll tell you anyways. We are hitting this resistance again right now, and we have to break above this resistance with a candle close. Otherwise, I think that this move is in trouble. Let's see what happened over here. So, like, we went up, we hit it, but it was actually, it took 2 weeks. So we came up and we didn't even close above it until another week later. We finally closed above it. And then we even dropped back in a couple times and finally broke out again. It was just waiting for the moving average to catch up is really all that's going on here. As you can see, you can't get too far away from the moving averages. It always tends to catch up with it. And right now, if we're just looking at the 20, we're still pretty far away. So, I mean, I say this is a pivotal week. Maybe next week will be the most pivotal because that'll give time for the 20 EMA to catch up. And then we can start making some big moves. But we're also running, running out of time before the Ethereum merge. So we'll see what happens. We're holding the 50, which is really good. We got to get above there. We're already up 2.5% today, which is pretty good. Let's go down a little bit lower here to the daily, see if we see anything. Okay, so the daily's looking really good. The daily is getting a cross on the stochastic, and it's in a lower portion. It's around the 20 on the stochastic, so that's really good. We also are breaking back above the 50 line on the RSI and going to collide here with the EMA on the RSI. We're holding the 50 as support, and right now we're getting rejected by the 20, or we're not getting rejected actually, we're just getting resistance by the 20 EMA and our previous resistance. Do I think we're going to break through right now? Maybe. I kind of get a feeling that this is going to, well, I mean, with the stochastic just crossing over, we could have a nice move up here. Probably get some resistance around $38 and then come back down to retest that 20 again, which would be really nice. The flag that I was looking at here worked. You know, I had a video earlier about this flag, and we had our breakout, but I don't remember if it was this video, but I said that I didn't think that the flag was going to make its full move, including the pole. I thought that the move was going to be the triangle, which we didn't even get that, actually. So it was kind of a fake out, drop back down. We were getting some divergence here anyways, which you always got to pay attention to this divergence. So you had lower high on the RSI, but we had just barely a higher high on the price. So pay attention to the divergences. We had the divergence. The divergence is playing out. We're finding support. We're getting some really nice bottom wicks here on these moves on the daily. So this is really good. You got some really long bottom wicks. Whenever it tries to go down to that 50, it gets bought right up. So that's a really good sign. That means that there's a lot of buyers coming in and saying, hey, I think this thing's going higher. Could you say that this is flagging up here in just some kind of a more weird way, not like a triangle, but kind of a longer flag? So you had right there, and then let's just use the wick, I guess. I mean, you could. I mean, that's still a flag. It came up. You getting your flag. You had your pole. You getting your flag, and then we're going to shoot up from there. That's definitely possible. Let's see if I see anything else. Let's go down to the 6 hour, just take a quick peek here. Yep, 6 hour, we're getting support on the 200, which is really nice. We're getting resistance off the 50. We did break above the 20, so we had a bit of resistance. Broke above, now we're at the 50. And we are breaking above. We broke above and found support on the RSI on the 50. And so we're going to hopefully start moving up. The stochastic, it's kind of holding up here. I think it's going to be okay. One thing I want to look at here, let's go down to the 4 hour because I kind of see a head and shoulders. Yeah, it's an inverse head and shoulders going on here. So you got your left shoulder, you got your head, and you got your right shoulder kind of playing out right there. And if that does completely play out, we did not come back to retest, so that can either be a really good thing or it can come back to retest at some point. So that would have a price target of right around $38, which is where I said I think we're going to find some resistance. So let's put a Fibonacci on the bottom to the top. Looks like we held the 382 really nicely. So we went up, came back down, held the 382, and now we're continuing to move up. That's a really good sign. That means we're pretty bullish. So yeah, I do think that we're going to get to that $38 range, possibly come back down to retest our previous resistance here at this yellow line right here. Anyway, that's what I got for Ethereum Classic. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff. I'm not a financial advisor, just a dude on his computer. Talk to you later.